Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Raw Reaction Show. I'm your host, Glenn Thomas, as 1/4 of the Wrestling Marks of Excellence, which you can find each and every Thursday night on Fox Sports Radio, 1340 AM and 96.9 FM. Yo, what a great Monday Night Raw that we just had. If you just followed Monday Night Raw, it was a good Monday Night Raw leading up to the start of the NFL season. You can tell that the WWE is starting to pack the Monday Night Raws to start to compete with the NFL. We had a good show tonight. Let's go ahead and get started like we normally do here with the Raw. Strowman, Drew McIntyre, and Dolph Ziggler coming to the ring, kind of explaining what they did last week, knowing that this group has been formed. They're hoping that the Shield would show up, and you know how wrestling goes. If you've been a wrestling fan and you've been watching wrestling for a long time, you understand and know that the Shield did show up. That's right, Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, and Seth Rollins did come through the crowd. They did show up on Monday Night Raw, and then what we saw next was something that was good, entertaining, and exciting for the fans of Columbus, Ohio, which was fun. And that was, we saw a big old fight break out. The locker room cleared, where you saw the Shield taking on Dolph Ziggler, taking on Braun Strowman and Drew McIntyre. It was a Donnybrook, as they would say. It was fist flying everywhere, and they finally got separated in the ring. A lot of things going on, separated backstage, separated, and then we saw the Shield get arrested. That's right, General Manager Baron Corbin, the Shield got arrested. Now, this is where I got confused at. Don't even understand what they get arrested for. Brought tickets, they're part of the program. It just, to me, was weird that the Shield got arrested, knowing that this is a storyline that's playing up for the WWE a little bit later on. But nonetheless, the Shield got arrested here. And then we move on to, finally we get to the first match of the night. And this was kind of a good, we saw the return of the Bella twins. That's right, Nikki and Brie Bella back in the ring. I guess Brie Bella's on both shows. She's on SmackDown as well as Monday Night Raw. But it was good to see that Brie Bella was back here in the ring, along with Nikki Bella taking on the Riot Squad. Brie and Nikki get the Bella twins get their win after a rack attack on Liv Morgan. So nonetheless, the Bella Twins, in their return to Monday Night Raw, get the win. It's good to see the Bella Twins back in the WWE, and Nikki doing some things other than being with John Cena, and Brie Bella and her husband will feud for their match at Hell in a Cell. Brie Bella and Daniel Bryan will take on The Miz and Maurice. Before we even go there, the next one that we saw Bobby Roode and Chad Gable, which now is a new form tag team. They take on the Ascension. So the tag team division in the WWE is sparking up a little bit. But we also had a tag team title match that was going to take place that night. Tonight, the B team was supposed to take on the Revival, but the Revival could not make it to the ring. Oh my goodness, the Revival could not make it to the ring. They were attacked backstage by Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler. It seemed like Drew McIntyre, Dolph Ziggler, and Braun Strowman are actually taking over this show, taking over the brand, taking over the process. And so you know how that match ended. We have new Raw Tag Team Champions. B Team are on a two-match losing streak. And nonetheless, the Revival could not make it to the ring after being attacked by Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler. And so the B Team loses their Raw Tag Team titles, and we have new Tag Team Champions. We saw this months ago when we saw the return of Drew McIntyre. When we saw Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre get together, we thought and we believed as wrestling fans that they would be eventually Tag Team Champions, Raw Tag Team Champions. And now with this new faction that they have of Braun Strowman, Drew McIntyre, and Dolph Ziggler, they are the Raw Tag Team Champions. What a year for Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler goes from Intercontinental Champion to Tag Team Champion. Man, this guy for the last 3 or 4 years couldn't even buy a spot on a pay-per-view card or be even relevant in the WWE. Takes a shift to Monday Night Raw, and now he's more relevant than ever in his last 3 or 4 years of his career. I've said it all the time on the Wrestling Marks of Excellence. Dolph Ziggler is one of those wrestlers who needs somebody else with him to make him him better. If you go back and look at his career, you see when he was with AJ Lee, when he was with Big E Langston, or when he was with those people, made Dolph Ziggler a little bit more relevant. And I like Dolph Ziggler, sells very well, but he needs somebody else with him. And it's good to see that Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre are the new tag team champions. Then, like I said earlier, it was Alexa Bliss's homecoming per se. She gets in the ring a little early with Elias. A little play on words, a little flirty between the two. But nonetheless, she had a match that she will take on Natalya. Alexa Bliss defeated Natalya in this match, but we know that this couldn't just be Alexa Bliss and Natalya in a singles match. Ronda Rousey got involved. Alicia Fox got involved. Mickey James got involved. Ronda Rousey was getting beat up in the ring. Alexa Bliss looked like she was getting the upper hand of Ronda Rousey, but Ronda Rousey makes a comeback and eventually punches Alexa Bliss in the gut several times, knocking her outside the ring. And yet again, Ronda Rousey gets the best of Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss is doing some of her best work here in the WWE at this time. She is no doubt one of the top heels. If you wonder why she's the one taking on Trish Stratus at Evolution, don't look any further than what Alexa Bliss is doing. What a great heel is Alexa Bliss. And hopefully, just hopefully, Alexa Bliss and Trish Stratus will shut the house down at Evolution. Then we move on to, we saw Maverick. That's right. The general manager of 205 Live is now the manager of AOP. Had me scratching my head here. I want to know your opinion and your thoughts. What did you think when you saw Maverick with AOP? You fire Paul Ellering, which I understand. Paul doesn't want to be on the road every day. He's too old for this. Doesn't want to be on the road every night. I understand this. Paul Ellering leaves, but AOP gets another manager, which is Maverick, the general manager of 205 Live. They make their way to the ring. Hey, it is good thing that AOP has a manager. Good thing that AOP is actually on TV. We know months earlier we couldn't find AOP, but now AOP is back on Monday Night Raw. Hopefully they'll get into the tag team title picture somewhere down the line as we have new tag team champions, as I mentioned, Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler. So we hope to see that if AOP will get back in a new title picture. Let me know what you think. Do you like the fact that Maverick is with AOP and that they have a manager? Hey, let me know. Then we see what everybody wanted to see. Shawn Michaels returns to Monday Night Raw. And not only does Shawn Michaels return, but unannounced to anyone, The Undertaker returns as well. The Undertaker is on Monday Night Raw along with Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels, thinks that Triple H will defeat The Undertaker in the Super Show down in Australia. The WWE is building this Super Show up. It's like a WrestleMania type, quality type show. You have Shawn Michaels, you have The Undertaker. Shawn Michaels said he's going to fly down to Australia to be there to watch Triple H defeat The Undertaker. The Undertaker says that this won't be his last show. Shawn talks about how it was a privilege to allow The Undertaker to retire him. And once he said he was retired, he meant that he was retired and he was not coming back. Undertaker mentioned that Shawn Michaels and Triple H are scared and afraid of him. Let me know what you think. Do you like the fact that Shawn Michaels is back, that Triple H is back, that The Undertaker is back? This Australia show is going to be huge for them down there. Let me leave your comments below. What do you think about the Super Show card so far? Very good moment here for Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker coming in the ring with a unannounced appearance by The Undertaker, which was good. I think the Super Show is going to be great. Then we also find out that Mick Foley here will be returning to Monday Night Raw next week as we start, as I mentioned earlier, the start of the NFL season, Monday Night Football next week. So WWE is lining up and building their roster, Monday Night Raw roster, and setting up for the return of the NFL season. So they stacking this show next week. Mick Foley will be there. Not only will Mick Foley be there, but the Triple H will also be on next week's Monday Night Raw. He heard the comments from The Undertaker. He heard the comments from Shawn Michaels, and he wants to address them next week on Monday Night Raw. They are stacking the deck. Be interested to see how the ratings shape up next week. Can Monday Night Raw compete with the NFL? You let us know. Leave a comment below or right above. Let us know, can Monday Night Raw compete with the NFL next week? as we see Triple H, Mick Foley will be there as well. Then we move on to what we call the main event tonight. And I know I missed some matches that I missed the Sasha Banks and Bayley as they defeat Dana Brooke and Ember Moon. To me, that was a washover match. It was something just to fill space. We saw Dana Brooke saying that she's no longer wants to be with Titus worldwide. So we want to see how that pans out and shapes out for them. So we also get a match that Lita versus Mickie James is happening at Evolution. So we'll see that as well. So we get some good things that's going to come out of this. But we get to the main event of the night, which everybody wanted to see. This match was made earlier in the evening, where it's supposed to be Baron Corbin taking on Finn Balor, but we get Braun Strowman taking on Finn Balor instead. The monster himself, Braun Strowman, gets the win here over Finn Balor, and that you thought was the end of the match. But nonetheless, we heard Corey Graves say that the Shield were released from jail, per se, on their own reconnaissance. They made bail, whatever way you want to call it. They were released, and they were making their way back to the arena.